Recently, flooding has returned to southern China. This is southwestern China. Floods are raging, but officials forbid civilians from spreading the news. People at the scene said that if they showed images of the flooding when live streaming on Douyin, they would immediately be banned for 10 minutes. At present, a famous local landmark, the Guilin Fishing Drum Heritage Base, has been flooded, leaving only the roof. Guilin is said to be China's first city to develop tourism and is known for its stunning scenery. The originally clear Li River has become muddy like the Yellow River. The roads have been turned into a sea of water. Because of the serious waterlogging, water and electricity were cut off in most areas. The high-speed rail station was flooded, the train station was shut down, and the roads were paralyzed. People have to paddle their kayaks to get around. Chinese media reported on June 21st that the Li River in Guangxi was flooded by torrential rainfall, and the reservoir level was so full that it had to be discharged, resulting in serious waterlogging in Guilin despite when rainfall had already stopped. This is the situation at the Guilin railway station on June 20th. The road ahead is also flooded, and the water is as deep as a person's chest. Someone standing in the water said it was almost 1.5 meters deep. A hospital sank into a critical situation due to water and power outages. On June 20th, about 1,200 patients and doctors were stranded in a hospital where water hadn't receded and food supplies were in short supply. When it was breakfast time, a large number of patients crowded due to food scarcity. It was chaotic for a while. Nurses had to hold on to the food to prevent looting. After the water receded, the city's streets were in a mess. Residents scavenged for food. Why are there large-scale floods in China every year during the rainy season? A netizen revealed that the floods weren't caused by days of torrential rain. Instead, the Chinese government discharged floodwaters from reservoirs without warning, causing flooding in towns and villages, resulting in heavy losses in human life and property. Evidence shows that when the Guilin floods occurred, it was no longer raining. Without any warning, 4 reservoirs in the upper reaches discharged floodwater at the same time. However, the information gap in China made it impossible for people to get the news in time, and they suffered a harsh loss as a result. From June 15th to 16th, Meizhou City was hit by a huge flood, and several reservoirs, including Changtan, discharged their flood water. Mr. Chen, a villager in Meizhou, said the disaster was so severe in the mountainous areas of the township that water and electricity had been cut off, and the water hasn't receded in some places. He said, "The water has risen to several stories high, and many buildings are damaged and uninhabitable, and many places haven't started to clean up yet. Villagers are evacuated to the county town. They now take shelter at the school." As of June 20th, close to 65,000 people had been affected, with 5 dead and 2 missing, and the direct economic loss was estimated to be about 3.65 billion yuan, or more than $500 million US. A video records the scene when water rushed into people's homes. In a video taken on June 19th, local residents quickly packed their bags and fled when they heard that the reservoirs were about to collapse. As can be seen, the flood is a result of human factors. It was caused by the combined discharge of floodwater from the Changtan Reservoir in Jialing County and the reservoir of the Yushu River in Pingyuan. It happened at night, and the people didn't receive advance notice as the official notice wasn't given until 10 minutes beforehand. Every year, human lives are lost due to unannounced or practically unannounced flood discharges from reservoirs at night. It seems people are indifferent till the disaster strikes, and they die quietly. Over the years, this red regime has developed a workflow. That is, when it rains, reservoirs will discharge with little to no notice, create an artificial disaster, and then blow its own horn for the relief effort afterward, reminding people to love the party. In China, small and medium-sized reservoirs are often used to make profits by local governments. They develop hydropower through the reservoirs or rent out the water space to aquatic farmers. During normal times, the water at the reservoirs is usually maintained at a high level. At the flood season, they discharge water to ensure the safety of the reservoirs. The truth is, without these reservoirs, there would probably be less flooding and less damage. A comment on X said bluntly, "Why do I oppose the CCP? It's because they never treat people as humans. They release floodwater secretly always. It was the case in Hebei last year, and it's the same case in Guangdong this year. They don't respect life. When the president of Taiwan is worried about the victims of a natural disaster, CCTV News is reporting the rescue of a pig in the flood. In their eyes, the lives of ordinary people are less important than that of the pig." On June 20th, the state-run Xinhua news agency released a series of photos of disaster relief efforts in Longyan, Fujian province. Relief workers delivered supplies, cleaned up collapsed houses, and repaired electricity supplies, etc. However, on the same day, a local victim of the disaster posted a video online revealing that the relief work stopped once the CCTV crew finished filming. He said that although the media came to report the flood the day before, all rescue operations had stopped today.
2024年
This is June 20th, 2024, the fourth day after the disaster. It's a little over 8 a.m. This location is near the town hall. Yesterday, the central media, as well as reporters from various places, came to take photos of the disaster. But today, the rescue work stopped. No need to do it. This is considered disaster relief. We are the hardest hit area of the hardest hit area. They're treating us like this. The government's gone too far. We can't work inside. It stinks inside. Such a society, such a world. Many netizens commented sarcastically that in this country, disaster victims have become props and disaster relief has become a show. The government is already in a state of non-action, lie flat. They follow what their superiors are doing. Also, local government's finances are bad, virtually bankrupt, so there is no money for disaster relief. Many places in Hebei have been warned of the strongest rainfall of the rainy season. On the evening of June 20th, a series of warnings for rainstorms, thunder, and lightning were issued affecting areas like Wuhan, Huanggang, Xianing, Ezhou, etc. From the night of June 19th to the 20th, Huangshan City in Anhui Province was hit by heavy rainfall. The rainfall exceeded 160 millimeters. Several jurisdictions experienced torrential to heavy rainfall, which caused flash floods, washing away homes and vehicles, causing serious waterlogging. Power, internet, and communication were disrupted, and people were out of contact. Heavy rainfall continues, but there is little such information on Weibo, a heavily censored social media platform in China. A staff member at a hotel said many of our colleagues were unable to go to work because the streets were flooded and cars got washed away. She said, "It's been a few days of torrential rain and the water level is very high. Many stores are flooded, schools closed, traffic disrupted, and the rain is expected to continue until early next month." A resident of Qimen County said, "In the morning, all the alleys were flooded, cars were submerged, and the water rose to nearly 2 meters. I heard that Twinshi district is completely inundated." China State Television CCTV reported that the flooding was caused by the release of water from a local reservoir. On June 19th, the water level of Fenglao Reservoir in Huangshan rose rapidly from 195 meters to 202 meters, exceeding the flood limit. At noon on June 20th, the Fenglao Reservoir increased the discharge flow rate from 400 cubic meters per second, which will lower the water level by 0.1 meters per hour. Officials said the flow rate would be adjusted by the rainfall situation. Despite the severity of the flooding, news of the flooding didn't show up on China's social media Weibo hot search list. On the homepage of Weibo, the pinned item on the evening of June 20th was the Communist Party leader Xi Jinping's speech in Yan'an, while Baidu, the Chinese version of Google, was topped by an old story of Xi's visit to Qinghai province. Netizens criticized the media for not paying enough attention to the flood disasters. The rainstorm in Huangshan was so heavy that it broke the bridge in my hometown. How come there is no media coverage? Here is a video showing the flood destroying a local bridge as heavy rainfall made the river swell. A resident of Sichuan County said, "The yard is flooded, the rooms are fine for now, but the low-lying area is very serious. The roads around the area have been cut off by the water, so others can't get in and residents can't get out. We don't know when the water will recede. The river is still rising, the water started to rise today, and the situation tomorrow is uncertain. The road is flooded and vehicles can't get in." A local netizen said, "Sichuan County is being used as a floodplain. It's almost flooded, but no one cares." Another person pointed out, "This is to protect Zhejiang province." While many parts of southern China have been hit by massive floods, the northern provinces of Henan, Anhui, and Shandong are facing severe drought, and many parts of northeastern and western China have been hit by massive hailstorms. But the government's response has been insufficient, leading to a great deal of frustration among the people. A resident of Bozhou, Anhui province, who goes by the alias Wang Xia, told overseas media, "Northern Anhui is in severe drought. It hasn't rained in 3 months, and the temperature is close to 40 Celsius or 104 Fahrenheit. So the crops are all drought-stricken, and corn, sorghum, and soybeans can't be planted at all, and they won't germinate. The government doesn't report on the situation and doesn't allow the drilling of wells, and the fees are very high. Working out of town is impossible as people can hardly find work. We can barely make a living." Many places in the northeast and west were hit by large hailstorms. On June 19th, large hailstorms fell in Xinjiang, where several previous hailstorms had destroyed a large area of cotton fields. Mr. Liu, a local peasant, said, "The hailstones have damaged the cotton in many places, and after several hailstorms at the beginning of the month, we can only replant and live with the weather. It's a big loss this year." Hailstorms caused severe damage to the cherry crop in Sichuan during the fruiting season, causing heavy losses for farmers. Mr. Gao said, "The hailstorm reduced the cherry production by half. The quality dropped too, so the price is affected. The economy is in recession, and the fruits are not selling. I owe the bank more than 500,000 yuan." 大家现在看到的是江西抚州受持续暴雨后引发河水泛滥，这是